This analysis focuses on the importance of considering human behavior and social psychological theories while studying organizational conflict. In using tools to determine personal conflict and management styles during the hiring and onboarding process, organizations can better predict and prevent disruptive organizational conflict. It is important before we delve into the role of social psychological theories that we first define organizational conflict. Organizational conflict is a disagreement by individuals or groups within the organization which can center on factors ranging from resource allocation and division of responsibility to the overall direction of the organization. This is not to say that all conflict is detrimental. In fact, conflict is a necessary part of growth and change. Conflict can be both functional when it promotes the goals of the organization or dysfunctional when it hinders progress of the organization. Conflict plays a huge role in the stability of an organization. Louis Pondy, a professor of business management and administration, says conflict is a key variable in the feedback loops that characterize organizational behavior. Pondy identifies three subcategories of organizational conflict that he classifies as bargaining conflict, which is conflict among the parties to an interest group relationship, bureaucratic conflict between the parties to a superior-subordinate relationship, and systems conflict, which is conflict among parties to a lateral or working relationship. While this theory overview could be applied to all types of conflict, I primarily focused on what Pondy calls bureaucratic conflict. This is conflict that occurs on a vertical dimension between superior and subordinate. The bureaucratic model seeks to explore and analyze the dynamics between roles within an organizational hierarchy. Organizational conflict has been studied through so many different frameworks, but if we use the lens of social psychology to study this phenomenon, we may see opportunities to preempt disruptive occurrences of conflict. The psychological theories I will discuss demonstrate the importance of getting to know your employees during the hiring and onboarding process to better predict potential instances of negative conflict. The first theory is behaviorism. Skinner and other behaviorists argue that behavior is either strengthened or weakened by the following consequence. His pigeon study, infamous in the psychology world, demonstrated that a scientist could elicit a behavior from a pigeon by reinforcing it with food. This same theory can be applied to human behavior across a variety of settings. Unfortunately, no naturally occurring setting will have the same level of control or validity, so the theory is not so black and white. When an individual has repeatedly unpleasant or pleasant interactions with a boss or a coworker, their behavior will begin to be shaped in a certain way. Patterns of behavior may be specific to certain individuals because of this conscious or subconscious behavior changing process. An alternative psychological theory that lends itself to understanding employee behavior in organizational conflict is affective traits and states. This is a growing subset of research that shows that disputants' transitory affective state, for instance their mood or emotion, plays an important role in their perceptions, motivations, and behavior during conflict resolution. Furthermore, it's not only an individual's current state that contributes to behavior, but an affective trait which shows to be stable over both time and across settings. Once again, most research on this theory has been performed in simulations and laboratory studies, meaning that naturally occurring conflict is not accounted for. Nonetheless, laboratory studies have demonstrated some parallelism in the effects of negative mood and negative affectivity, both leading to higher levels of competitiveness among disputants. Obviously, in a conflict scenario, affective traits and states can greatly impact behavior as well as outcomes from a dispute. Social identity theory. The two theories discussed thus far focus mainly on the individual. In order to tie in group dynamics, I would like to consider social identity theory developed by Marilyn Brewer. Michael Hogg and Deborah Terry define social identity as in-group social comparisons that seek to confirm or establish in-group favoring evaluative distinctiveness between in-group and out-group, motivated by an underlying need for self-esteem. In other words, social identity is how we as individuals fit ourselves into the existing cliques, groups, and social constructs around us. In a world where many of us spend 40 to 60 hours a week at our jobs, it's not surprising that much of our identity and self worth is derived from our employment. The importance of social identity theory is that it's both a unifying and polarizing effect. Hogg and Terry say that within social identity, individuals engage in self categorization of self and others into in group and out groups, essentially enhancing similarities between group members while creating deeper divides or differences between in group and out group. So, what can we do with all this application? More attention should be paid to individuals during the hiring, onboarding, and throughout employment. Much development has been done in the arena of personality indicators, leadership and management skills, and individual conflict styles, including Myers Briggs Type Indicator, Thyro B, and Thomas Kilmann Conflict Mode Instrument. Using tests like these can help predict and prevent conflict by giving the leadership team an understanding of the personalities and backgrounds of their current and prospective employees. It's also an opportunity for individuals to see how they score in a variety of measurement tools, leading to greater self awareness and self management. However, there is still a lot that can be done.